welcome to our community circle. This is going to kind of serve two different purposes simultaneously. So purpose one would be that we are building community here and amongst this space. And purpose two is that we are modeling for staff what a community circle could and should look like. So there is no one-size-fits-all approach to this. It is adaptable, it is moldable depending on your personalities and preferences as educators. This is one way to facilitate a circle. The belief that this is like a new push in education is a bit of a misnomer. Circles have been around forever. They are rooted in indigenous cultures, particularly in the Midwest, and have been going on for millennia. If that seems wildly divorced from the work we do in Hackensack, it's not. We are currently on Lenape land. The name Hackensack comes from Akingsahak, which is a Lenape word, meaning place by the river. And so this is very much part and parcel of our fabric, our culture here, and something that we hope to bring to the school this year through our Pride, Passion, Purpose Friday initiative, where we will be building community circles into classroom spaces. And so with that, welcome to our community circle.
Thank you.
We generally begin community circles by establishing a set of norms in your classroom space. This is something that you can do with young people to give them a voice and a say in the process. What is important to them? What do they want to be the agreed upon values and structures of a circle? For the sake of this space and the sake of time, these are 5 norms that are kind of tried and true evergreen norms in community circles. So we in this space agree to speak from the heart. We agree to listen from the heart. We will say just enough. I've also heard this said as you know, check your airtime, but we've got a finite amount of time that we can be in this space, and so we will say just enough. We will respect our talking piece. I'll get to that point in just a little bit. That's kind of like a one mic rule. The person who is holding the talking piece will be the speaker, and the rest of us will be listening from the heart. And then lastly, we will maintain the sanctity of the circle. Whatever occurs in this space stays in the space. That's a big one with young people, the idea of circles being safe and secure places for young people to share the things they want to share. For those of you watching this on the video, it is hot in this library today, so if you see us sweating or fanning ourselves, you know that is why. So let's talk about what is currently in the circle. When facilitating a circle, it is common practice to begin with something called a centerpiece. This is something that can be an ever-present, consistent centerpiece from week to week to week to week, or it's something that can change. That's up to the facilitator, the circle keeper, the teacher, whoever's running the space. For this particular circle, this is a flag of the city of Heidelberg, Germany. My family are Central and Eastern European Jews who fled Central Europe just before the Holocaust. So originally from the city of Heidelberg, my great-grandfather was a professor at the University of Heidelberg. My grandmother was an educator, both Jewish, both left in the 1920s and came to the United States with the clothes on their back. My grandpa switched career, my great-grandfather switched careers and became a tailor, but my grandmother learned English and then became a 7th grade English teacher in the Bronx and eventually in Roslyn Heights in Long Island. My mother was also an educator, and so I suppose this is somewhere in my lineage and in my destiny. And so this will be our centerpiece for today as we talk about our why we do the work that we do. The second piece of the circle that is somewhat consistent is a talking piece. A talking piece is just something that we pass around from speaker to speaker to speaker. A great practice for those of you facilitating this with young kids, a squishy ball or a squishy toy works great because you can toss it around the room. I don't have a squishy toy today. Instead, it's a picture of a boat. No real deep meaning or symbolism here other than like the right people on the boat is a saying that you sometimes hear when there is change within an organization. There has been some change within this organization, but I firmly believe we have the right people on the boat to do the work. I hope you all feel the same way. So this boat will be our talking piece today because I am proud to do this work alongside you on the boat. That's our talking piece. Before we begin our circle, I like to begin with a greeting word. This is a word that we all say aloud to kind of acknowledge our space and purpose in the circle today. Our greeting word today is going to be connection, because we are building connection with one another. And so to that end, this is something you can do with kids as well, generally like a nice 1, 2, 3 countdown before you say the word. We'll mirror that same practice here. So saying this word means that you are ready to participate, speak from the heart, listen from the heart, and be a community member within this circle. So on the count of 3, we are all going to say out loud the word connection. 1, 2, 3.
Connection.
And we will begin our circle.